been waiting for me to come online, I say to you, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for joining me. So, quickly, we would start without further ado. I think we should be online now, right? We should be live. Hold on, let me check and check my mic. Today is Wednesday, the 14th of January 2026. And in exactly 1 month from today is going to be the Valentine's Day. So, check my mic. Okay, my mic is good. I believe you can hear me. I believe you can hear me loud. You can hear me loud and clear. So, I want to talk about this evening the about three incidents actually. Sadly, the three incident is of national concern, and these three incidents all had to do with the states of Anambra. Actually, they all happened in Anambra. One is the masquerade that we all know that is called Agaba. And the essence of masquerade is for entertainment and cultural performances. Of course, sometimes, just like in the human ring, when the spirits, you know, misbehave, then there should be curtailment also to redirect the spirit. In the, growing up, we used to hear stories of people dying as a result of masquerade throwing some jars. I know so many of us could say that those were folk tales, basically, stories that were told to us. That's, well, for the fact that I don't know doesn't diminish the fact that some people may believe in it. But having said that, the real cocoa of the matter is that story has it that someone lost his life, right? And why some others say two people lost their lives. So I do not know. And there are other people who say that nobody lost their life. So irrespective of what happened, I just want you to come with me here. Let's reason with an open mind. That incident alone, in most of the Anambra intellectual group, were including most of the House of Assembly, if not all of them, all these senators in the states, and including the governor, where we all find ourselves. That, incidentally, had been one thing that had preoccupied many of us today, right? I will go into details shortly. Secondly, is the incident that happened in Nnewi again, the cathedral. Many of you will know the cathedral in Nnewi, where late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah was, at some point pledged to roof and finish. I can't remember. I think there was a story then of £500 million for the cost of that. I don't know. But be that as it may, the story behind that is my second story this evening, so that you understand where I'm coming from. The story behind that is that someone, a knight of that church, resigned today, citing what he tagged injustice that the church did not recognize the senator and his contributions to that church. It was emotional. Actually, two videos. When you watch the video, which I will show you, you would understand why he may have taken that decision. And that again has indeed same places. That action again has, elicited so many arguments, so many arguments. You won't believe what has happened, actually. So many arguments. But be that as it may, uh, so be that as it may, videos has also resurfaced saying that the man acted out of emotion and that the Catholic Church actually acknowledged that. Lastly, I will dwell on the incident of abduction and sex slave that happened in Anambra State, where children as are, ranges between the ages of 14, 15, 16, 17 are sometimes lured from their families, many of them from Ebonyi State and outer state, when they were lured in this place and forced to have sexual intercourse with adults. Not only that, on against their will, because they were lured into that. The saddest part for me was when they came for the rescue. Those who came to rescue them, when we hear the way and manner that they spoke to these young abused girls, that may break your mind. Without further ado, people, let us quickly start with the first one. Now, here is as the argument ensued, let me quickly play us the video of the masquerade and the encounter here. Pay attention where someone made a mention that, please, can you stop? Can you stop? That someone is dying in one of the vehicles that masquerade was, stopping. Now, you know one thing, masquerade also can also have emergency. Ọkwa na obodo ya mụrụ na osisi ọ na-asọ n'ime mmọnwụ. Obodo ya mụrụ na ya. Obodo malụ na aya enwekwo. Maka na ọkwa ọja kwọkọta ọja. Ihe ọ ya na-akwụ bụ mmanwụ malụkwa gaba. Onwe mgbe ọ ya abịa ọgụkọta lụzie ọkwa ọja nwee ike atọnụzie ịkwụ ọja. Ọ bụrụ esi mmọnwụ nekwa. Nekwa. Anyway, so this is the video here. So let's play this. So for context here, you can see the man on the motorbike, because he was trying to run away from, the upcoming Agaba, and he rammed into a parked Toyota Camry. And I've also had people say that you don't know that when the masquerade moves, nobody goes. I don't know which society. No. Normally, what happens is that when such happens, motorcycle can always pass one lane, whereas the masquerade goes on the other, but not when the masquerade actively goes in to pursue people going on their own business. Now, story has it that this is an event. For I think Professor Okeikichukwu captured it very well, which I will read his text here. Story has it that in trying to come to this event, of course, it is expected. There are masquerades like that, like what they call Okemo, in between Unubi, Ezinifite, or in some places like Ekulobia, Achiku. There are masquerades that are so revered that when they come, all other what is considered small masquerade will need to. If you go to Nnewi, for instance, you know that that when Ajofia appears in the scene, it is considered that every other smaller masquerade would give way. But that doesn't mean that Ajofia will now go on tangent, destruction of stuff. In a clear case of this particular one, it appears that that was the case. That this masquerade went far and beyond what was supposed, what the masquerade was supposed to do, and in terms of performance here. So if you keep on watching, you will then hear where an individual is so where an individual, you can hear they saying, please, please, biko, no one on a motor and ever, meaning that somebody is in that car and that person is dying. Somebody is in that car, so that person needed an emergency and that road was blocked. Listen to this. Did you hear that man? That man on the man pushing the bike who said, "Emergency, emergency!" Now, because the video was caught in many parts, my thinking is either because the video was short that the at the beginning it showed where the masquerade was going to the event. At the middle, it showed another commotion. My thinking now, trying to sequence it and to make logical sense out of it, is that that man that rammed into a car, that is now my own theory, that that man that was rammed into a car either was then being taken to hospital and the masquerade was still engaging in that rascality, and this man was then shouting, "Biko na onye a na-anwụ anwụ." Yeah, right. Listen to that again. You will hear that clearly. Biko na onye a na-anwụ anwụ. This particular part was very painful for me to watch. Let me explain. All these people following the masquerade, they could all have been victims. They could have been the person in that place reminding, being in need of being taken to the hospital. There is a reason why in developed countries, when you hear the siren, you clear because you do not know who is in that car. It could be your wife that had gone to work, had an emergency, and they're now taking that individual. It could be your child that had gone to school before they even contacted you. They are taking that child. So the moment, even the masquerade itself, masquerade na mmanwụ na nnukwu ife. Mgbe mmanwụ nọ, no emergency. I mean, they should have. It should have. Unless you're high on something, unless you're on colors, your sense should have returned. Do you know the meaning of akanyo? Akanyo is, you see, you know what is Obuba? Obuba is the fresh palm fruits, right? Palm fronts. There is a reason why Ana Piop banana is to say we are setting boundary for you. Even if when the monk is angry, but the moment onye na apiele okuba na apiache okuba nilo, it means akanyo. And once the masquerade hears that, there is a reason. It is for you to control the emotion. Apialo okuba nani. Sometimes Agaba, like in Nnewi, they will tie rope in the waist. Some will use Okuba, but you can see that this particular one was running loose and it was running amok. First incident, you pursued somebody on motorcycle, who rammed in front of a street light Toyota Camry. Second, another person on motorbike is telling you the car there that your presence has blocked the movement, that there is someone in that car that needs medical emergency. Medical emergency. I appreciate my culture. I am so proud of it. That is what makes us. But in celebrating our culture, it does not remove our sense of justice and humanity. While I agree, there is need for this performance, but at least there is also need for us to be circumvent, for us not just to act like a people without a head. In fact, Professor Okay Ikechukwu, let me read his submission. Professor Okay Ikechukwu captured this succinctly here. I couldn't have, hold on, I couldn't have, written it better than him. He captured it. He captured it. He captured the essence of it. So now, and you can see again the machete that the masquerade always is a wooden machete for a reason, right? I know that some people have, people have like my good friend Valentine Obianyim wrote this, and people took him on. Look at what he wrote here. He says, Agaba was only being Agaba. The display was his very nature. Should he be forced to degenerate into the Abogomon, must we erase nature in the name of civilization? Let's not demystify, diminish, or demonize our beloved Agaba. While I can understand where he's coming from, yet I still disagree with this. I agree that Agaba must be Agaba. There is a reason IJG was among. There is a reason why when masquerade looks at it as children run away. There is a reason why you want to run because that masquerade must come after you. Nobody runs from Adamma from Enugu State. Nobody runs from the Onuku or the Pawai Tapa or polices. Nobody runs from them. But you must run from Okemo. You must run from Agaba. Sometimes Abasa. These are vibrant masquerade that when they come, they chase after people, and that is the fun. But even in chasing after the people, you agree with me that as Onyibo, when someone runs and meets a wall, if you're running and you can no longer run anywhere and you stand before a wall, but you're not looking at that masquerade, you're looking at that wall, that means you have surrendered. Things will happen is that masquerade will not flog you, that masquerade must stop and retreat. But in this case, that in my belief, that's not the case. Now, let me read what Professor K. Ikechukwu wrote here. Hold on, my eyes are. Let me read what Professor K. Ikechukwu wrote here. So, come with me. Professor K. Ikechukwu wrote, and that was shared by Valentine Obianyem. He says here, still on Agaba, Professor K. Ikechukwu has written so profoundly about masquerade in Alibo. Once I sent him a video of Agaba like masquerade performing effeminate dances, and he replied, ontological suicide. On the propensity of Agaba to frighten other masquerade into flight, Professor Ikechukwu noted that smaller masquerade vacate the village square for the jailer out of respect, fleeing in terror before Agaba and Okwomma to avoid falling victims to unmitigated violence. In fact, he was the one who forwarded Agaba's latest article behavior to me. When I sent him a more extreme version, he replied, Agaba in his lunatic Agaba in his lunatic totality. One must appreciate and the nuances of masquerade in Igbo land. They are primarily a form of entertainment, but the way in which they entertain vary widely. Some captivate audience through elegant dance, while others, like the Ijele, inspire an awe with their grace, beauty, and majestic presence. The Abogomon, for example, charms spectators and delicate effeminate movements and intricate dance steps. Onuku is contentedly Onuku. Still, still others entertain through display of strength or aggression, often symbolized by the machete they carry. This is where Agaba belongs. Each masquerade should be appreciated according to its nature, just as we value the different qualities found in human beings. Agaba does not kill, but delights in creating a pseudo-death experience for its many admirers, which is part of the mystic nature of it. When we were young, we delighted in discussing Mong na Baike na Mong anaga Bike. That is the ones that show strength and the one that doesn't. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Then I continue. The Agaba Masquerade, which I told my friend, obviously he mentioned the name, that I would one day visit Awgu to watch his lunacy, is renowned for entertaining people through its bold, sometimes violent display. In its very nature is to thrill audiences by walking the edge of danger, and this must be acknowledged. However, if in the course of its performance it causes actual harm or death, now this is where many people have been disagreeing, and I agree with him here. If in the course of these performances, Professor Keikechukwu continues, this, sorry, okay, if in the course of this performance it causes actual harm or death, the law must intervene. This is not about Agaba or masquerade in general. It is about control and responsibilities, even in human society. The same principle applies. Then I add, okay, even in a spirit more, there is principle of calmness and the principle of anyhowness. But as humans, we must, we must not carry our spirit of the spirit of ragaganess, even in the spirit of ndimo. So there must be responsibilities. Okay, that's my point. Now, and the prof concludes with we cannot abolish humanity simply because some human commits murder. Customs and tradition provide context for masquerade performance, which is why even the most violent masquerade are controlled by appointed individuals. Exactly. Those from Awgwu, for instance, are familiar with Obianike and Omagba, who ensures order during performances. We cannot, because of what Agaba did, seek to demystify one of our most cherished cultural institution. And this is, Val now is continuing. And I agree here also, we cannot, as a result, trying to demystify that. But the point that is made and must be made and must continue to be made is very simple. That in all these things, right, we must endeavor to showcase our humanity. There is no way, there is not in 2 million years would I ever support that in the course of human somebody dies. Because if you think it does not matter, reverse that role that your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister is the one that is the victim. There was a time those performing horror in Lagos had similar incident where they used that stick to hit someone, and there was a public outcry, and people were saying, must they perform or must? But it's the culture of a people. It is the culture of the Yorubas. But on no account should that culture be used to harm human. That is it. So in this case, Anambra State Police Command stepped in. Anambra State Police arrested the masquerade and the masquerade carrier. Recall before December, there was an incident in Akwebon where masquerade was also arrested and they went to court. The masquerade, the spirit, defeated the living. That is the way people want to put it. But if you look deeply, yes, what was established is that they call themselves that they are traditional worshippers. What was established that there is freedom of worship. However, in your worship, you must not cause harm to others. Then, if I just oppose that to the case of Agaba, like the case of Akwebon that eventually went to court, and the spirit of the ancestors, won. Let me actually say this because I remember this. There is a reason why you have the flute when a masquerade moves. We'll call it in Igbo, okwoja. When you have an okwoja, the masquerade wants to go astray. You will hear an okwoja say, Puataba, Puataba. That means come back, come back. Puataba, Puataba. Omukweke, at some point, he might even call that mom by the popular name. You can say, Obu Anyarago, Puataba, Puataba, but he's saying that with the flute. Puataba, 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 because sometimes he sees more danger than he who is an owl. Puataba, Puataba, he's calling the masquerade back. But because the masquerade hears that, story has it that Nekulumeli, no, I won't tell this. I won't tell this story live. If you have my number, because I know there's a lot of children and women watching. Sorry, I won't. I'm not Obodi. I'm a red cap chief, and at the same time, I know masquerade about monk, so I won't tell the story online. But if you want to hear the story, chat me up personally. I will tell you the story of a masquerade that went to a Kulumali and walking home at night, and the Okwaja was saying, "Puatava, Puatava, Puatava, Puatava." That's quite fun. But anyway, that's a different thing. So, but the story here is that those who are watching me, those who engage in masquerade performances, please, in performing with a masquerade, we must not lose our humanity. We must not lose our sense of judgment. Let us, the moment that masquerade, had that first incident that somebody banged his head, we didn't know if that man survived. The story has it that he passed away. The mother said that he was later resuscitated. I do not know. I have tried to reach out to people to see. No one has given me the real scenario as to what has happened to him now, whether he's still alive or he has left us. So I do not know. However, that may be, please, those engaging in this, can we? Now, the police has stepped in, Anambra State government has stepped in, and either they take them to court or it will be resolved traditionally. But it must serve as a note of warning. And these are the reason why those Agaba and other, big masquerade, they don't move with real machete. They move with wooden machete painted in silver and black to have the resemblance of real machete, because you never know what could, is a spirit. If spirit goes into spirit, that will be raised to square two, and anything can happen. It will apparently amount to somebody taking paracetamol with holy water. It can lead to overdose. Anyway, that's on that. Now, secondly, on the death of my good brother and friend, late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, something played out today. Oh dear, why not? Something played out today. I would want to share this with us quickly. Something played out today. Hold on, let me quickly get that. Where is the storage? Kiki, Valerie want to join. Kiki, okay, let me. Kiki wants to join the stream. So Kiki, I'm bringing you in. Are you there? Kiki, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So what's happening? How are you? Where are you joining me from?
Can
Yeah,
you hear
Kiki, I
me?
can hear you. How are you? So what's your contribution?
Really love. Can you hear me?
Sorry? Are you having network problem? What's your contribution, Kiki?
Yes, I now. Can you hear me?
Okay, so go ahead. What's your contribution?
To be honest, I'm not even sure the topic.
Okay, so don't worry. You can watch, then you come back. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now, what I was saying in essence is, if we if we look at the case of late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, right? Something played out today in the church, where in the cathedral that was opened today. Someone, what's his name again? Someone said he quit Christianity because of that. Let's listen to this. When you get to the level, you don't have reason to impress anybody. When you get to the point, you have no single reasons to impress anybody. That is where your freedom begins. If I abandon, Patrick, if I abandon, which was on every door. If I abandon, I will know if it's in a government setting. No, I know. And we can see a minute silence, right? I have never seen that done inside a church. But we can cool the Woloye on Abu Masquerade, not Kaiswa Nolo, right? On Awgwu, I could take a group yes, we can look at that ends. If I was not mentioned. Okay. So his argument is that Ifeanyi Ubah was not mentioned. In his view, Ifeanyi Ubah, late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah was not given his dues because you recall when the church was at this level, Ifeanyi Ubah was said to have been the one that all these beams and H and angle channels for the roofing, that he was the one who paid for them and who did whatever it took to get to that stage, right? That is his argument. And let me get more photos here where you can easily see the late senator here. You can easily see the late senator. Sorry, you can easily see the late senator. You can see him here. I think that's Ifeanyi Ubah here. This one, that's Senator Ifeanyi Ubah. So that was at the site with the priests. You can see Ifeanyi Ubah here as well. That's on white, and that's the church. That's his Ifeanyi Ubah here. That's before he lost weight, and that's the church. Now, as it is today, the church was dedicated today, or rather opened today. So what the man was, the knight in that church was saying that he, okay, before even this is the church, and because Peter B was also there today, this is the church. This is when they introduced, they mentioned that Peter B is at the back. So everywhere. So before I digress to politics a little bit, those who are still saying, no, Peter B is no longer popular, with a laugh, it go clear for people 2027. But anyway, now in protest, what the man did was to say, because you did not mention Ifeanyi, but because you did not give him the right accolade and the right respect, not even a minute silent, that if it was in the government setting, they would have given him a minute silent. Because you didn't do that, he now said the following. Watch him. Jalu, Akashamu, Ifeanyi Ubah ndo, mo ka bu be zuka ndo kwa ino ya. Mo ka bu be Ifeanyi Ubah zuka ndo kwa. Did you hear that? Ifeanyi Ubah ndo, Akashamu, my last day as a Christian. Let the mo kuna ga ka nne without the censor. Eh? My last day as Christian is today. Ifeanyi Ubah ndo. Kada nne wila lori. N'okwu a ka so n'okwu na-ekwu. Ife ọjọọ wụ ife ọjọọ. Ifeanyi Ubah ndo. Akashamu. Ifeanyi Ubah ndo. Akashamu. Last day as a Christian. Okay. Now, in protest, he said he's no longer a Christian because he felt that what was done to Ifeanyi Ubah, in his view, is an injustice. But again, in the group of the Anambra State elite, an argument ensued again. I made I made the argument that is for him to make his choice. I cited an example of Dr. Akanu Ibiam in 1967, who gave back to the Queen of England the knighthood that was bestowed on him. Now, some elders in the forum made it clear that it's not the same. Some said it's comparing apple with oranges, but the point here is that when I mentioned that and alluded to it, their counter argument is that it is not the church that offered Akanibiam his own knighthood. And my counter argument was that the Church of England, or rather that the Queen is the head of the Church of England. So they now countered it again that the knighthood in England is not necessarily linked to the church, because if you look at it, that the example I cited, that is Akanibian was a Presbyterian. So he was a Presbyterian, not an Anglican or Church of England. So two different things. However, the point that is not lost on us is the narrative that he has created. Now, watching these videos that I shared, people will now say, "Oh, Ifeanyi Ubah was not mentioned there. What an injustice!" Sadly, before I could say Jack Robinson, videos appeared from all angles. Watch this video. What was said in that hall? So Ifeanyi Ubah was mentioned. So this is not an after video. And to prove that this was not an after video, now if you go to YouTube, you will see the live stream. It was, because when people talk about AI, there are things you can't change. You can't change live stream. Now listen to another version from live stream. Francis Cardinal Arinze. Some don't know why I asked him to preside at this mass. My predecessor started this cathedral. I continued. And a good number of the faithful, including the late Senator Ubah, also contributed. But because I wanted a connection between me and my predecessor, he ordained my predecessor a priest. He confirmed me in faith. And I chose the same day of his episcopal consecration for my own episcopal consecration. So I want this connection to continue. Okay. So you can see where Senator Ifeanyi Ubah was duly credited. Now, the question that is arising in the minds of many in Anambra State is that what is actually the reason behind the man played the reason why he did what he did? Was it actually as a result of Ifeanyi Ubah not being mentioned, or was he playing on something else? Some of you are writing, maybe he was acting skit. Some are now beginning to question whether if he was originally fit to be considered a knight. That is the predominant question there. Whether he was originally fit to be considered a knight. Because you can see on those two instances, when he starts sucking, emotions overtake him, he starts crying. Be it when the one he did in the church or the one he did when after the church. The two videos, you can see him, he cries afterwards. I've sent people to look for him. If I get him, I'll bring him here and I have a conversation with him to understand more. But having said that, the bottom line here is that if he's saying that Ifeanyi Ubah was not recognized, the videos that we have seen has proven that to be wrong. I wasn't in that event. I did not attend. So the videos that we have seen has proven that that is not the reason. But what the spoken words, what he said, says this is the reason. But the evidence says this is not the reason. So we do not know the reason why he chose to do what he did. I do not know. Um, a couple of times I actually ran away from the invitation to become a knight. So I don't know what the knight what they call them the criterion for becoming a knight. I don't know. If they check them for stability and whatnot. So I do not know why this man did what he did. Now, to my final point here is the last point, which is the sex slave gang that was busted in Anambra State. Sex slave, where innocent innocent Igbo youth, innocent Nigerians are being taken to in Anambra State to do nothing else than to prostitute. Okay. Now, I want to play this video for you. That video is a hard watch. God, I have to watch it again. This is, the video broke me. Okay, let's do this. But the video, look at this. Two things I point out here. I fault those who were interrogating them. They were not professional. Absolutely not professionals. Absolutely. No victim deserved what you guys did here. Absolutely not professional. Watch. Good morning, sir. Where is this? Come on. This is Aguleri. Where is Aguleri? This is Aguleri. Yes, sir. Aguleri. Morning Star. Hotel. We got information yesterday that 25 children from Ebonyi State are missing, and they find and trace that they are located and doing brothel business. Underage girls from Abakaliki. They abducted them from Ebonyi and the other locations down to Aguleri. And this is where they are. This is where they are. Why this one? You can see them. 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 These are our complainants that have been looking for. For how long have you been looking for a daughter? October. Since October last year, 2025. Where is your daughter among them? Go and point your daughter. Go and bring your daughter. Go and bring your daughter. All of you, come here. Go and bring your daughter. This is your daughter. For how long have you been looking for her? October. October. Who is this lady? It's our cousin that brought three of them here. This is three of them? Yes, cousin of this girl that brought all of them here. Okay. And you have been looking for them since October last year? Yes. All right. How old are you? 15. 15. You, how old are you? 19. How old are you? 16. You enjoy doing this thing? Stop. Think for a minute. Think for a minute. 15-year-old. 15, 1 5. 15 years is 15 years is like if you SS 15 years is like SS1 student, 15 years old minor, that someone in the name of business will go and lure these children. 15 years. An adult that probably has his or her own children. 15 years. 15, 1 5. I want that to sink in to understand the enormity of this offense. 15 years old, 16 years old, less than 18. 15 years old, 1 5. 1 5. Now, pay attention what this girl would then narrate. How they push them to do what they do. That's the one that broke me. Pay attention to the voice you hear then at the background. That made me more angry. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Why not with your parents? Look at this one. You can see that even her breast is not even properly formed. The one on black. And some perverse individuals will find these girls attractive. Perverse. This is not a matter, listen, this is not a matter of, oh, in the north, they marry people, blah, 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 blah. In the north, no, this is happening in your own backyard. Those that go there and patronize them and sleep with these girls are our brothers, our own brothers. We must remove the log of wood in our own eyes too. The adults that go there are our brothers. Huh? Are you not afraid of HIV?
What is your name? My name is Divine. Divine. How did the woman operate? How? Tell me. If you look at it, right? I know a boy still, so I used to come and meet my sister because me and this one, we are like this. So I used to come and meet this one. Me and her would be laughing. So there is one day we came, Robert, that cousin sister, come and said, "Do we want to do travel?" Yeah. Me and my sister say yes, we want to travel to where? In saying Anambra. So me and my sister say I want to do travel. She come and say that it's close, and me say like this I'm not doing anything. Let me do the travel so that I will help my family. Let me go and be saying this. If they pay me.
If they pay me, let me use it to help my parents. It breaks me. If they pay me, let me use it to go and help my parents. It smells, it speaks, it's all about poverty. I do not believe that these girls would want to go and work. They don't want to know what type of work if they were not poor. It smells, it tastes, everything about poverty. It's all about poverty. And people are taking advantage of them that they are poor. If you're watching me, please, parents, beg your children, beg them, diaspora in Nigeria, anywhere you're watching me, beg your children. They shouldn't go anywhere. I mean, it's already started that by family failure that a child will go away from the family without telling the parent. In this case, they want to go get money and give the parents. That alone, 15 years, you're supposed to be in secondary school that is still free. That alone means the family system, the value system is broken, driven by poverty. I don't want to ask about where is the man in this question in this picture, but the mom is the one looking for the children.
Months, I will carry it and send to my mother. My mother will carry it and buy something. So I come and read them. They come and say that is this work I can I do it? I said, but I started crying. And there is one lodge where we used to stay here before. I started crying. They said I will not want this one, but I will go that day. She said no, I will never go that. I will walk. Don't make noise. Yes. I will walk that money they use and carry me here and give them far. But I don't want that money. They don't want to carry me. They are doing me turn. If I say I want to go, they carry me and my sister and go to RC and go and do oaths. Say if we run, we are going to die. And or you run mad. I will run mad, or my family will die. And that's why you are here. We have played and run before. They catch us, come and carry us back. So this is the second one. How many men did you give you in a day to have sex with? We used to wear pants and stay here. And they will be coming. If I say I'm not, if you are in your period now, you use that period and walk. You will still use the period and walk. They will carry cotton wool and fold and carry water and touch it small. Say let you put it in your toto so that if the man dies, blood will not stay in the bed. And anybody that asks you, do you have madam? Let you say no, you don't have madam. So that they will not come and catch them because they don't have madam. They don't have madam. All the way from Ebonyi State? Yeah, it's the right thing. Huh? The right thing. He said? It's the right thing. What she said is the right thing. Is it true? Yes. I know. People know this one. Is it? I know. Is it? Is it? It's a line. Stop. Good. You are from where?
You see, you can hear the voice at the background beckon to someone who has been abused sexually, to someone who was kidnapped, to someone who has been done so many evil. Yes, you have come to rescue them, but please, oh God, those who train you, let them train you people well. Show some emotion, show some empathy. Empathize with them. Stop this nonsense command. Hey, you go that way. Wait now. If it is your daughter, if that individual is your daughter, if she is your daughter, Oga, what will you do? I don't know the one that is doing my head. Is it the story that she told, how she would be forced to? They will allow them wear pants and come out and display themselves. This is this is slavery. The type of things we hear that was done to our ancestors. The type of narration that we hear that was done to our ancestors when they took them across the Atlantic, because they would display them like wares. People will be pointing out at which one they want to buy. This is the same thing here, that a child of 15 years will be asked to wear only pants. Her breast, her whatever will be showing, so that someone, a perverse mind, will come and pick her. A perverse mind to pay money. The trauma that the child has undergone, you come to rescue that child, and all you can do is to shout at her. I don't know which one to. I mean, I think the shout is it's. Look, listen again. All the way from Ebony State. Yes, the right thing. Huh? The right thing. You said? It's the right thing. What she said is the right thing. Is it true? Yes. I know. People know this one. You see it? I know. You see it? You see it? Give me enter line. Stop. Good. You are from where? Agua. Abia said, where in Abia? Abreba, you. From where? From Niger State. Niger. Who carry you come here? Huh? Where is your sister now? You from where? Enugu. Where in Enugu? You are from Osuka. Where in Osuka? Huh? Obama. Osuka. Yes? You from where? You from Osuka? Osuka. Where in Osuka? Then you can see that, honestly, I am glad that these children, that they've been rescued, but those who went for the rescue mission, you did a terrible job. Sorry, you did a terrible job. I'm glad you did go to rescue them, but please, your operational manual should not, I mean, you guys should be trained on emotional intelligence. You cannot go where you see children that have been abused and traumatized, and all you can do, your best you can, is just to shout at them and command them. I would also have expected that probably in their midst should have been more, should have been women, you know. But this is really something that everybody must condemn. If you ask me, there is no difference between the house of where kidnappers are kept and this hotel. If we're looking for places to destroy, this is one of those places that should be bulldozed down. Those that are engaging in this type of business must know the level of atrocity they are committing in the society, that once they are catched, once they are caught, once, I say catched, once, sorry, once they are caught, that they should face the consequences, they should face the law, that they have to lose that property. Even if the government does not destroy them, government must take ownership of that property, because these children were kidnapped, kept in that place for sex slavery. I was listening to that young girl. One thing that came to mind is during the time of towards the end of Oshomole and Obaseki in Edo State, the the sex trafficking in Edo to Italy became a national pandemic. You hear stories and documentaries of how they would take them to Juju I even met one man then, when one man who said he finds job for people in Italy, but you know what that job meant. So this is the local version of Nigerian Italian job. This is the local version of it. They are doing it with underaged. I do not care. When a child is 20, 22, 23, 24, whatever they want to do, that's their decision. Full head on, their decision. They want to become prostitutes, it is their effing business. Let them go. That's their life. But when children, innocent children, will be lured into, against their will, into committing this act, I don't know. I don't know if, you know, hanging is enough for the people who are involved in this. What manner of business in the name of making money would you, those who engage in this, would you, both the patronizers and those who engage in it as a business, would you allow the 14-year-old child of yours, 15-year-old child of yours, 16-year-old child of yours, 17, 18-year-old child of yours to engage in this? If the answer is no, then it means you do not have human feeling and you do not have human sympathy. And in my view, in my worldview, you deserve none. Please like, share, subscribe. If you want to join me, the the link to join me is there. Hold on, do I still have? Let me check quickly. The link to join me. If what you have heard this evening, you want to join, you can click. Okay, hold on. Join to contribute. I think I didn't. Oh, again, if you haven't joined in Njenje Media channel on WhatsApp, please do join in Njenje Media channel, because that's where we share. I think the person that joined before apparently got that from the Njenje Media WhatsApp channel. Again, if you haven't joined in Njenje Media channel, so check the pinned message in the comment section. You will see the link to join me if you have to join. If you want to join me, do you support the manner with which this, I don't know whether they are Udogachi, I don't know if they're the security outfit, I don't know whether they are the community people, but whoever they are, those that went that gone for that operation, whoever they are, they didn't. I am glad and I thank you for rescuing these children, but you didn't do a good job in the manner you spoke to those children that were still traumatized, right? And every right thinking human must condemn death. No child should be lured into such, and no child should be forced into such act. It is evil. It is evil against humanity. It is evil against, you know, anything. If you're a Christian, it is evil against God. If you a Muslim, is evil against Allah. There is nothing on earth that will justify that. Anyway, that's the much I can take this evening, people. I am still Mazes, okay? Join me tomorrow for another day. I do not want these stream to be so long, so that we keep it like within an hour, right? So we can do more of this. Thank you very much and good night. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you. Good night from